What's up, guys? I'm Jalen H. Today I'm currently watching Initial D 4 Stage, episodes 5 and 6. Last time on, Takumi raced some kids from a racing school, and it was actually a really interesting race how he purposely didn't abuse his RPM in the first race, so that in the second race, when he uses his whole RPM, it was like a surprise, like it wasn't even there in the first place, which was really cool. Yosuke had that idea. He told him to hold off on it. He's been a really great coach, and for now on this expedition, we have still been undefeated. So I can't wait to get into episodes 5 and 6. I have huge expectations. So let's get into it. Three, two, one. Don't forget, y'all. I don't bite. If y'all liking these reactions, please like and subscribe, and recommend me other
Hey,
shows that you want to
Takumi!
see from me.
You off today?
Oh yeah.
Takumi! It's finally happening!
Hey,
What's got
man.
you so worked up?
What's
Oh,
up?
come on, you know. I'm talking about the Levin. My baby's getting fitted with a turbo.
No
Okay.
kidding.
I thought
Good
I
for you,
told you
man.
she's in the shop as we speak. This is totally gonna kick all kinds of ass.
Wait, let me get this straight. That turtle bucket of yours might get from point A to B without breaking down?
Is that fear I
Hey.
detect? Oh, just you wait and see. With the turbo installed, that puppy will hit
I
180
wonder really
horsepower
how
like it
much
was
faster
nothing.
this is going to
The
make
days of
him.
me falling behind you and your flashy little S13 on the hill climb are over, my friend.
180, huh? Turbos are great and all, sure, but
Let him dream. So, Mr. All-Star, Kenji tells me you've got beating the Toto school under your belt now.
Toto school.
yeah, I guess I do.
I hear Keisuke slaughtered everyone on the hill climb, but it was your perfectly timed attacks that really sealed the deal. Sounds to me like those poor guys didn't stand a chance. Way to go,
They
Project D.
With my new 8.5 turbo, it's only a matter of time before they're begging me to join.
I doubt that.
Now
There's
that I'd
only
like
two
to see.
racers, man.
Tomoyuki.
Word on the street is you two got dusted. How did it go down? I want details.
Details. Oh, he said I'm next.
In a way, they needed to lose. Nothing keeps a team focused like a good dose of humility. Of course, that's assuming they get the lesson.
Right. I do agree with that.
However good you are, there's always going to be
Musa had
another
that
wall
same
around
idea.
the corner just waiting to be hit. Daiki and Sakai found that out the hard way after racing Project D the other night. The trick is not to get too comfortable. When you lose, you gotta swallow your pride and learn from it. You'll find your limit. We all do.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you though, kid. I know you've been hitting your wall lately, but I'm just not convinced that it's something you won't be able to get over.
Wait a sec. You know about all the crap I've been dealing with?
I can see it in the way you're driving. Hell, if I couldn't, I'd hardly be chief of the Toto school. It's not rocket science.
Chief.
What can I say? Things have been rough. It feels like professional racing's all about funding and sponsorship now.
Yeah. Kinda.
It's hard enough to stay focused and keep your team's morale up without worrying about finding a backer in this damn recession. I let it get to me when my mind should be on the course. I lose ground on the straightaways, and then I end up leaving myself open to make mistakes even a rookie wouldn't make. I'm losing my passion for the race because of it. The whole thing's becoming a vicious cycle. Maybe I have finally hit a wall that I won't be able to overcome.
No offense, but if that were true, I doubt you'd take it lying down like this.
True.
Problem is, you can't see the forest for the trees right now, kid. You need a distraction.
What are you saying?
You know, a street race might do you good. Why not give it a shot?
There's no way you're serious about that. I mean, weren't
Oh,
you the
wow.
one that told me once I turned pro I shouldn't risk hurting my reputation by taking part in a street race?
Sometimes the risk is worth it. Take on an
You get to
amateur
go
and see
against
what
a
it does
pro
for your
now?
focus. If you get caught, you can always tell the sponsors he tricked you. Hey, we all gotta
How would he
come loose
have
every now and
tricked you?
then, right?
Yeah, give you back some of that edge. That's why Ryosuke likes street racing more. The variables just are so much more interesting.
Well,
It's actually balanced pretty well. I wasn't hard on the engine, but compared to when we first got it installed, the downhills are a breeze. It's not the best car in the world, but it can still impress you when it's tuned right. And I'm sure it's made racing a hell of a lot easier for you.
Well, maybe, but the people I'm up against just keep getting better. Sooner or later, this winning streak is gonna break. I can't keep it up.
Maybe, yeah. Another loss incoming.
Naturally. Losing's not the end of the world, you know. Might even teach you a thing or two.
Teach me? Come on, Dad. It's not that simple. I've got teammates to think about. I can't just lose for the sake of losing.
Yeah.
Pushing yourself to the limit means being ready and willing to accept what that limit is. No matter how well tuned, even the best car is bound by the same laws of physics as every other car on the road.
Yeah,
I
of
don't
course it
think
is, but
Ryosuke
just
is the
try
type
to
of person
maintain some
to be
perspective, that's
super
all I'm
upset if Takemi loses. I mean, he knows how
it's
good
kinda
Takemi
funny.
is, so he
For
would
a
just
car
respect
that's
the
only
opponent.
half yours, you sure get a lot more use out of it than me. All I ever
Yeah.
seem to do lately is work on the damn thing. Maybe it's time for me to consider buying a new one.
You're joking.
I'm pretty sure if I played my cards right, Masashi would get me a good deal on something fun.
Just what kind of fun do you have in mind
What do you
exactly?
mean by that?
That's for me to know.
Sure, buddy. I'm telling you, we need a Bunta race. I'm gonna say it every episode, every arc, every stage until we get one. We need a
So is
Bunta
it
race.
true what I've been hearing about the Toto guys wanting another race?
One of their graduates.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah, a
We're
pro.
on, right?
Is he gonna race them both up and down, or is he gonna only race down?
Ryosuke.
Speaking.
This
Hey,
is
what's up, man?
Kyoichi.
What do I owe the pleasure? I know one of their alumni has challenged Project D to a rematch on behalf of the Toto School. Take my advice and don't accept it.
I know that's
What?
asking the impossible, but just hear me out for a second. This guy, the one who's asking for the rematch, he's a professional.
Name's Tomoyuki Tachi, and he's more than a cut above what you'd expect from Toto, believe me.
Bottom line, looks to me like you guys are being set up. If it's too late to back out of the race, I recommend you take him on personally. It's the only way.
If Project D has any shot at winning, it's gonna have to be
I don't know,
you
man.
wheel
This
when
would
the
be a
count
great,
demonstrates.
this would be a great bookmark. You know, and as Mika said, a loss like this will be a good loss because you would be able to be so informative to have a race against a professional and see where you're at. But if we win, it's a good win.
Whoa. The Toto School's latest demonstration car already flies like a bat out of hell, but with Tomoyuki driving, it's unbelievable.
No kidding, right? I'm getting goosebumps just standing here. Can you imagine riding shotgun in that thing while he races Project D? He and that car were made for each other. It's like we could race our whole lives and never get anywhere near the zone he's in right now.
It'll be epic. Even if I wasn't in this to see Project D taken down a few notches, I'd consider myself lucky to see how this race shapes up. I mean, just think about it. When are any of us ever gonna see a badass like Tomoyuki Tachi take part in a full-on street race again?
Is this his professional car, or this is like, no, this is the car they had in the shop that they had that he didn't use last episode, I think. There's no way this is his professional car.
So how's she run?
It's okay, I guess. There aren't any problems that are really worth mentioning. From here
Okay.
on out, it's just a question of details. All we need to do now is tune the car to my preferences.
Hey, just give me the word and she'll fit you like a glove. Tell me what you need.
Oh, I don't know. Look, I don't get why we even need to bother with fine-tuning when my opponent's just an amateur. I mean, we're only talking about a street race
Stop,
here.
man.
A street race is still a race.
Stop.
Don't go thinking of this as some quaint little exercise. If you're gonna
And
do this, do it right. Leave
we
the
have
professional arena
experience
behind you for
on
now and focus on what's
the
in front
route
of you.
now, since we
When you're
raced
up
on here
against these
before.
guys, I want you to drive like the race is all that matters.
All right, Chief, since you put it that way, I do have one request. If you really want the Toto demonstration car to fit me like a glove, then you can start by tweaking the suspension. Let's make it so the rear swings out more when I'm taking a corner. Not a whole hell of a lot, just enough to improve my timing
Yeah,
a
a
little
little
bit.
bit.
That's no problem. I'll give you what you need.
I can't believe it. She looks like a totally different car now. All that from just replacing the
Whoa.
hood.
Ryosuke told us to make it light. So, little by little, that's exactly what we're gonna do. Before you know it, this
Wow.
baby will float like a hot air balloon.
Okay, everyone.
Interesting.
Let's get started. This is footage of the course we'll be running, recorded earlier today. You'll understand once you've watched it, but the mix of uphill and downhill sections on this thing presents an interesting challenge, to say the least.
This sounds like fun. So have you decided yet which one of us actually gets to race?
Not just yet. You'll both run the course, and I'll make up my mind then. We're heading out there
Okay.
next, so get ready.
I wonder how much weight
hell
is
is he
actually
talking about?
a factor.
I'm the obvious choice. What, we got to audition now?
This race is an important one, for a variety of reasons. Not least of which, we're racing Toto again. That's right. And on top of that, they've brought in a professional.
Whoa, a professional? No way.
But Ryosuke, with all due respect, we can't. We're in way over our heads here. We're walking right into a trap.
This is crazy. What the hell are we
This
gonna do?
isn't a
We're gonna treat
professional
this
race.
like any other.
This is a street
Nothing's
race.
written in stone.
He's coming to
We
our
still have a
domain.
chance. Besides, this is Project D. We don't back down, no matter who our opponent is. That's our motto.
Damn right. Let me take this guy on. If this course is the crazy mix of ups and downs you say it is, the FD's torque has the advantage, no question. I should be the one who represents us.
He's right.
You know what? I'm getting sick of having to repeat myself. I'll
Yeah,
decide
I
who
don't-
races once I've seen you and Takumi do your practice runs.
I don't know why he's so adamant about this. He's been listening to Ryosuke so far. Initial D. I wonder if they're not using the Toto School course.
Tomoyuki,
Oh, it's you.
I hear the guys in Project D are planning on running the course a few times tonight to prepare. So if you wanted, we can go and check out how they handle it. They'll probably drive the course till
I'm
dawn,
not
so the
scouting
cars
no
are clear,
amateurs.
so-
They're just
I'm a
kids with toys,
professional.
Daiki. Kids pretending to be professional drivers by doing the same stuff we do the night before a big race. Man, this is insane. I'm up against a bunch of punks who wouldn't know a real driver if he hit them. What was the chief
Literally,
thinking?
I
guess he's
don't
setting me
think
up for a sure
we're
thing
gonna
to
see
boost
an
my confidence or
actual
something, but
loss
what's the point if I know
until
about
a
it?
person
I mean, really, it
that
doesn't make
goes
sense.
against Project D
Between you
actually
and me,
accepts
I'm only
that
doing
there
this
are
because
real
Chief asked me to,
competition
so I don't
and
expect
take
much
it
out of this
seriously
race
from the
except
beginning.
chance to kick back and put some dumbass posers in their place. Don't think for a second I'm gonna
Posers?
hold back just because I'm racing some amateur. Want to
And
see
he
how
keeps
big a gap
spamming
there is
amateur.
between guys like you and guys like me? Watch what I do tomorrow night.
It's gonna be really embarrassing if he loses. Now, I wouldn't mind losing because he's a professional. If you want to keep that title
The
prestigious,
trick
you
with
know,
this
keep the
course is that it
professional, keep
combines
winning.
several different conditions pretty seamlessly. The
But
car and your technique will have to be in perfect balance. Nothing less than your
Talking
best
me
will
to
get
go.
you through. We'll start out like we did before by keeping you at 80%, all right? This isn't the Toto School's regular course, but keep in mind, since they've driven it more
It's
times
not.
than we have, the advantage is theirs. So stay focused.
He's on fire tonight. Hot damn.
Yeah, no kidding.
Keep in mind,
Yeah.
this isn't the race, so take it easy. Don't think about whether you'll be the one representing us tomorrow night and just take the course at face value.
Right.
It's like I always tell you, your only opponent is the road.
Let's do this.
yeah, your only opponent is the road is like such a great thing to say.
You hardly ever scout out the course first on your own. And on top of that, bringing the FC? I mean, come on.
Take my word for it. There's no hidden meaning behind my bringing the FC. Every now and again, I just like to feel out the course for myself, you know?
Yeah, nothing wrong with
Again,
that.
What?
I'm just a little confused right now, that's all.
What?
Fumihiro, I'd like you to take command for the next few hours. We're just going through the motions anyway. There shouldn't be any problems.
But why? What will you be doing in the meantime?
Sleeping.
What?
Sleeping.
Wait!
It just hit
He's
me. I
tired,
haven't
man.
slept in like 3 days thanks to that clinical medicine report I've been trying to write. It's a wonder I was alert enough to drive here in the first place.
You drove
Down the
here?
fort for me, huh?
Yeah, I mean his car is here, so of course he drove here. But usually he sleeps in the in the van anyway. I like this song.
That's what he
Definitely.
means. The ups and downs are steep as hell, and the corners are all too different to get a good rhythm going.
That's weird.
Ryosuke was right when he said nothing less than my best will get me through. If I show him I've got this one in the bag, it'll mean the chance to go head-to-head with a bona fide professional. You bet your ass I'm gonna stay focused.
Yeah. To have this,
I wonder how
to
this
have
is all
this
gonna turn
experience, you
out.
need
To be
it.
honest,
You
I'm
know.
getting a little worried.
What, you? Worried? No way.
Don't start with that. Look, something is wrong, trust me. When's the last time the boss has pulled something like this?
Yeah, well, he's probably already made up his mind not to go with the 8-6 on this course.
I was thinking the same thing.
Really? You promise?
What's going on in that head of yours,
A
Ryosuke?
Keisuke race being the main race? You promise?
It can't be.
I'll believe it when I see it. I wanna take a ride.
All right, guys, close her up.
That ought to do it, man. She's all yours.
Cool, thanks.
So they haven't decided if they want to race them uphill or downhill yet, huh? Because obviously Keisuke and Takemi don't race the same.
Man, I'm sore as hell. Sleeping in a car doesn't do wonders for your back. Or your nerves either.
Ryosuke sure didn't have any trouble catching up on his Z's. The
I
man's
mean,
more
he
home in a
didn't
car
sleep
than
for
he
3
is in his
days. He
bed.
was tired.
I think it's sweet.
How can you sit there and smile? This isn't funny, man. After last night's practice run, I understand better than ever just how important Ryosuke's presence really is for Project D. He's not just the brains behind what we do, he's the inspiration, and for him to check out like that means something has got to be really wrong. You were there. Try to tell me we weren't flying by the seat of our pants. It's not like
I
him
don't
to be
think he's
so
scared.
nonchalant,
I don't.
you know?
I don't believe that.
I don't know. I hate to say this, but I think it means the worst.
Dude, what are you talking about?
Keep this to yourself, okay? It's like this. It's just that I feel like the boss has backed himself into a corner he can't think his way out of. What if he's gone over every possible strategy in his head, only to figure out that there's no way we can possibly win?
No, don't do that.
Good work, guys. 2 hours to spare before the race, and all the tweaking we couldn't finish last night is done. Not bad, if I do say so myself. We might just have a shot at this thing after all. Of course, that's no reason to get cocky.
The pacing of fourth stage is so good, man. Just build up, race, race, build up, race, race. Just 2 episodes of goodness.
Fellas. Get those lights up. Their boss man finally rears his ugly head. I can tell at a glance which one of them is here to race.
Yeah, so can I. Just look at him.
The aura, they keep bringing this back. Like they could just sense it.
Here we go. Moment of truth. Front and center, you two.
You didn't tell them all yet either.
After looking
Dang,
over
come on.
the data from last night, I've reached a decision.
He's gonna be talking to me. Everybody gonna be shocked.
And we're gonna go with the 8-6 tonight. Takemi, you're
Yeah,
up.
I thought so.
This is bullshit. I'm the one who came out ahead on the friggin' practice runs last night, aren't I?
Congratulations, by the way.
I'm not agreeing to this
Congratulations.
until you explain it to me. Why the damn 8-6?
How about I draw you a diagram after you remember who calls the shots around here? Takemi,
Yeah.
take shotgun. You and I are gonna have a little heart-to-heart.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. I don't think Keisuke is wrong to be upset, but he knows Ryosuke is smart,
Keisuke, look,
you know?
Don't let
Come
it
on.
get to you. Your brother never would have chosen the 8-6 tonight unless there was a logical reason for it.
Yeah,
Yes,
I know.
logical.
Where you going, man?
Is that actually supposed to make me feel better?
Yes. I'm sorry. I mean, like, yeah, I would want to race too. He really wanted to race this pro player. Uh-oh. A plan that we don't know? That must mean it's good.
God. Whoa.
Wow, he's putting on his whole gear.
You have no
All his
idea what I get
sponsors.
to wear that thing just once.
You idiot. This is a professional racing uniform, not a costume. Wearing this reminds me I can't mess around out there tonight.
I'm glad
Not
that he
when my
wore this,
professional
so when the
reputation's on
cops
the
pull them over, they know exactly who he is.
You know what's at stake. Stay sharp. Their FD is nothing to sneeze at. Keep your guard up.
Don't worry.
I
I'm
mean,
ready for
if he
anything.
loses this,
If I'm not
nobody
careful,
will
they can
know.
lose me
This
on
is
the
off the
straightaway.
record.
But leave it to me, Chief. I know exactly what I need to do.
I mean, his pride will definitely take a hit.
You've got the 8-6 ready to go now, right?
Yep, warmed up and ready
Yep.
to kick ass. All she's waiting on is her driver.
That's what I like to hear. Let's do this.
Yes, sir. Okay, we're ready to go. Since the course has more than enough width, we wanted to see if you wouldn't mind starting off side by side instead of having one car follow.
Yes, sure. Whatever.
Okay.
Fine.
Side by side it is. All right, guys, start lining them up. Let's go.
He's probably more used to that from being a pro anyway. Look at that beautiful car.
Joke? The 8-6? That's insane.
I think it's to allure the pro into a false sense of
I
security.
didn't exactly see this one coming.
What do you think, boss? Are they anything to worry about?
I think the boys from Gunma are gonna give us a little run for our money. We fine-tuned the demonstration car under the assumption it would be up against the FD. They're going with the 8-6 wasn't part of the equation. Sneaky
Yeah.
bastards.
Their whole mentality is just thrown off. But they were practicing for the FD. And I think Ryosuke obviously would have predicted that. And Keisuke obviously just thought that he was the best car in the moment anyway. I guess that means that they tuned the car for uphill instead of downhill. Or if this race is just straight ahead anyway. It's more like a course.
Of course, there's always the chance they're just underestimating Tomoyuki. I don't know. Either way, I'm thinking this little
No.
race is gonna be an interesting one.
All right. Here comes the countdown.
Do it. Ugh. He counted down from 5 like this and kept his pinky up last. Wow.
Pass. They're coming up on the corner. Who's it gonna be?
Oh wow. It is so interesting, man. Like, we are finally able to win starting drives. I want you to remember, in stage 1, we didn't win a single starting, like, 3-2-1 once. He always trailed because, you know, he was a weaker car. But now this engine is crazy. Let's get into episode 6 though. 3, 2, 1. Doing the countdown again, yeah. Nice.
Well, Takami's off to a strong start, which isn't all that surprising. FRs accelerate much faster than FFs can.
It's amazing what a big difference the wheel alignment can make, huh?
Well, so far, I guess it's what you'd expect. Am I right, Chief?
I suppose so, yeah. The 8-6 sure as hell took off like a rocket from the starting line. But I'm betting Tomoyuki doesn't even have the pedal to the metal yet. Speed is only half the battle. It's not who has the lead right now, but how these two maneuver the next few corners that'll tell us how the race is gonna play out.
Don't worry. If it's a cornering battle, Takami got that every time. Don't get me started.
You sure about that? Yeah, cool, I gotcha. You're gonna think I'm yanking your chain when I tell you this, boss. But it looks like Project D is gone with the 8-6. What the hell do you think they're up to? I mean, the FD would have been anyone's first choice for a course like this.
Come on, are you that arrogant, Ryosuke? Or have you just lost your mind? I warned you about that
Nah.
guy. Beating him is not gonna be a walk in the park.
But if we do it though,
I'll admit taking the lead so early on seems as good a way to start as any, but
yeah.
in a race like this, it can work against us.
How
From the
so?
starting line to that first corner, the amount of information we've given our opponent about how the 8-6 will handle the rest of this course is huge. A shrewd racer can measure up a car's limits by watching it accelerate from a stopped position. Just step back and observe, and you'll see the 8-6 laid bare. There won't be much Takami can do to compensate for it. The maximum power output of its engine will have been obvious. His opponent will be able to figure out how the output scales as it revs, even the gear ratio. What it boils down to is this. There's no way for us to beat a professional strategically.
But if we aren't able to beat him strategically, how can we? Technique?
Takami is good, but I'm
Technique?
afraid his technique won't hold up against the professionals either. And
Really?
it's not as though the car has any special advantage in and of itself.
Then how does he
As far as I
win?
can tell, our opponent's EK9 is flawless. In terms of sheer power, it equals the 8-6. Maybe even saying that much is being optimistic.
I'm not sure I understand you. I mean, are you telling us that you accepted this challenge knowing that we were destined to lose? That's insane.
No, I don't think
jump to
that.
conclusions, Fumihiro. That isn't what I'm telling you.
Huh?
There is one thing. One thing our Fujiwara
One
has
thing.
that even a professional racer doesn't. Call it an X factor if you like. It's the reason I chose him over Keisuke. There's no such thing as a race we're destined to lose. You will always have a chance. Project D doesn't ever back down, no matter who our opponent is. We're fighting for our street cred here.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna start saying that now. Since even at this point, Ryosuke has Takami got that X factor. Why do you believe in Takami? X factor. Why is he the GOAT?
Generally speaking,
X
this
factor.
course can kind of be divided up into 4 main distinct sections. Right when you begin, the road is narrow and goes on like that for a little while. The best place to make a move is in the section just after that, where the road gets wider. Provided you've got the same skills that
Wow.
Tomoyuki has, with enough space you can pretty much attack from any angle you want. From the second section on, because the road is so much wider, you've got a lot more freedom when it comes to choosing your line. And because this race requires going to the end and coming back, it'll be interesting to see how much distance there is between them by the time they return to the first section of the course.
All right, we're coming up on where the road widens and visibility improves. You can tell they just finished
Okay.
construction on this part. It looks pretty, but the surface is crap. And the seams on the asphalt are rough enough that the car will jump around all over the place if I'm not careful.
Really?
Good engine you've got there. But That suspension system's gotta be as old as you are. No way you're gonna be able to keep it floored like this much longer.
Oh, he just immediately analyzed the car. Yeah, that's a pro for you.
Damn. So even on a road like this, you're able to keep that thing under control, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're good.
When it comes to
That
cornering,
car's well
Takumi
tuned
got
for
it.
8.6. But you can't hide the fact you're struggling.
Struggling.
I don't get it. What's the point in a race like this? I mean, heading this punk his ass is fun on principle and all. But what am I supposed to learn from this?
You'll see. It's a good song.
Hey, Keisuke.
Not now, Kenta.
Yeah, I know. Whatever.
They're on the second section now.
I understand, thanks.
Did they dub a scene? His mouth doesn't
Welcome
move.
back. Where were you?
Sulking in the FD, but since I look like an idiot, I decided to come out.
If you're ready to know why, I'll tell you.
Yes. I would like to know as well. I really appreciate Keisuke and Ryosuke. But Keisuke always goes, why? And then Ryosuke tells him. So that means he tells me.
We've passed the high point corner. The next part is all steep downhill inclines. And now the question becomes how much longer I play along. Not too much longer. After all, I've got a little something called professional pride to think about.
That's true.
This is friggin' ridiculous. I'm basically just wasting time now. Hell, I knew before I started this there'd be nothing for me to gain by racing an amateur. Giving this guy a lesson in humility is gonna be so easy it's sad. Because once I get ahead of him, it's all over.
Unless I try to sort this crap out in my own head first, I'm never gonna make any progress. I know that. So I just hung back in the FD for a little while. I needed to work out for myself what your reasons were for not choosing me. And I think I get it now. Knowing we were up against a real professional, I've been way too anxious about taking this guy on. I convinced myself I was the only one who could win this race. Basically, all that pressure was really starting to get to me. If I was actually racing him out there now, I'd be screwed. So Takumi was the obvious choice.
That is part of it, yeah. But there was a little more to it, actually.
To put it simply, how fast you are depends on how experienced you are. A professional racer is under constant, and I mean constant pressure to tighten up his lap times. Street racing's a whole other ball of wax. Compared to the professional circuit, you guys are on an endless vacation. Tomoyuki is dealing with things right now you can't even imagine.
The whole point of Project D is to help me develop my theory on being the fastest driver, so, like any good scientific study, there's a control group and an experimental one. That's why we have two drivers.
If there is such a thing as a natural aptitude for driving, and I'm not sure that there is, all it really means is that someone who's got it will improve at a faster pace than someone who doesn't. In the end, talent can't hold a candle to practice and self-discipline. It's not about how good you are. What it's about is how you got as good as you are.
Because of your different backgrounds, one of you brings to bear a more orthodox circuit-derived approach to racing.
Interesting.
While the other comes from the street. Kind of noble savage, so to speak. Someone whose technique represents a hodgepodge of different styles and whose only goal is to be the fastest driver on the street.
I guess, yeah. The street is Takumi's domain.
Our opponent tonight is an orthodox racer, and an incredible one at that. So it's not really a question of Takumi being any better or worse than you are.
Is this starting to sink in yet? Winning a race is a matter of experience. That's the reason you two lost to Project D, and why Tomoyuki won't let that happen to him.
In this case, the difference between winning and losing is a question of driving style.
I get it now. So then you did put a lot of thought into this decision after all.
Obviously, man. Why do they Theo question him?
I mean, We could have avoided all this confusion, you know?
I am sorry about that. But I think you'll find that most of the confusion belongs to our opponents.
Look out, here they come. Straight for the Four Snake hairpins.
Nice. This is like a constant turn. He's going for it. That's okay. Ooh, that's halfway point, by the way. But that's okay. We are still early enough in the race where him overtaking us isn't that bad. And we knew this was coming up.
Holy crap, the 8-6 just got passed on the first hairpin.
It's the vanishing line.
Huh? Vanishing line.
If you can find it, you're pretty much invisible to the guy in front of you. From where we're standing, it just looks like he took the inside. But what he did was actually a very skilled move. It's used in circuit races all the time. You essentially use your opponent's blind spot to cut across and slip into his line. Sounds simple, but it's not. I hear when it's
That's
time
cool.
just right, even a seasoned professional can't avoid being dusted by someone who uses that move.
Wow. I didn't even know he had a blind spot. Like a part where he can't see because the car is blocking his vision.
On this course are wide enough that an experienced driver can choose from several different lines when executing the move. When you get down to it, this course has a lot of features in common with a circuit track. Meaning someone like Tomoyuki is gonna feel right at home here.
Damn, this guy is flying.
Yeah, he's kind of getting ahead of you. Oh, Bunta?
Anybody home? Back here, Masashi.
So, about that chat we had earlier. Do you have a specific preference as to the year?
As long as it doesn't have wings or some flashy paint job, I really couldn't care less about the year.
Yeah, you say that now. Anyway, I got this fella I do business with. Told me he'd let me know if he found one, so... You'll see for yourself once you've driven one, though. A four-wheel drive doesn't really suit you.
A four-wheel drive?
We'll reach the maximum speed for this course right before the bridge coming up. The section after it's a steep uphill climb, so I'd better pull away now. It's time for me to finish this. He wasn't half bad for an amateur.
He hasn't even started yet. Don't do that.
Once we've crossed the bridge, we'll reach the uphill part. If this baby can't pick up the pace, I'm done for. Come on, 8-6. Show me what you got.
Music? I almost never lose with my music, bro.
What the hell? Little bastard's actually keeping up with me. I'll be damned.
Yeah.
We were expecting to race the FD, so we set up the gears to perform best on a high-speed straightaway where the FD would have had the most leverage. Looks like that oversight's catching up with me. My shifts aren't syncing up worth a damn on these low-speed uphill corners. If my opponent had been a turbo, this wouldn't be an issue. Did they pull that 8-6 out of their ass or what? The brains behind this outfit must really know what he's doing.
He does.
It wasn't all that apparent on the downhill, but on the uphill the fact is staring me in the face. The 8-6 has better shifting points for its gears. Pure and simple. On the corners I have to take in second gear. He's still at first. Something else I've noticed. The 8-6's game has definitely stepped up since I passed it back there on the hairpin. My opponent's more focused now.
Yeah, he gets like more acclimated to a race the more in it he is in. This is good. Now the uphill section is now a downhill section. True.
Way to keep up with me, kid. It's kind of like I'm seeing myself in the rearview mirror.
Yourself? Holy blaze.
At this rate, he'll never give me enough space to pass him. What the hell am I gonna do? My only chance is to disappear. I've got to find a way to get out of his field of vision like he did to me before.
He's gonna learn this emulate. Takumi low-key like Kakashi, bro. He's literally able to perfectly copy. Well, not perfectly copy, but every time he sees something in most of his races, he goes for it in that race and it always works.
Where the hell did he go? That's not the sound of my engine. Where are you? Forever.
Next to you.
Are you kidding me?
On the curb.
Nice one. That's your little spin on the vanishing line trick I pulled earlier, I take it. First time a car I've already overtaken on a mountain pass has ever gotten out in front of me again. I think I'm finally beginning to understand what the Chief is trying to show me with this race. And I am through holding back.
The more Takumi races people, the more he just takes everybody's special move or thing that they did against him.
Here they come.
He gonna be crazy.
6 out in the lead?
Yes, man.
I'll make my move on the fourth snake hairpin. Don't take what I'm about to do personally, kid. On the circuit, you do what you gotta do to win.
Go for it. Whoa! He really went for a tap?
There, see? I didn't bump you hard enough to make you spin out. Just enough to throw off your rhythm for a second. Like
that can't be like
personal. Tactics like that are a professional.
that is very personal. Uh-oh. Angry Takumi?
Exactly what kind of advice did you give Takumi when you took him around the course in the FC?
I didn't give him any advice.
What?
I just showed him the course. I mean, we discussed the strategy I'd come up with by driving it myself, sure. But more importantly, we discussed how his instincts differ from mine. What he'd do on a course like this.
But you did have a strategy, right? And he's basically running the course according to it? That's why you came here so early the other day, isn't it? To think it through with him in mind.
The finish line isn't far off. If he pulls away from me now, there's no way in hell I'm gonna be able to catch up.
You gotta overtake him now.
Oh, come
going for it again.
That trick will only work once on me.
I don't know about that.
The 86 is right on his tail! Did you guys see that? The 86 is driving with his headlights off!
Huh?
Yeah.
He's driving with his lights off? You can't be serious.
He's gonna keep him out the whole time.
Man, he's really keeping up with me. I can't see him in my mirrors, but I know he's there. You've got to be kidding me. How can this Joker maneuver through a mountain pass in total darkness? He's crazy.
He saw it. He saw it when he raced last time. Well, when Yosuke showed him the route. Is he just going off on muscle memory?
Look at the road in front of him. All you need to see is right there. I've got to burn that image into my head and focus on following the line Ryosuke showed me. It's the only way I'll win this thing.
This is crazy.
Anyone who'll go this far earns my respect. You're one hell of a driver, kid. But we're in the final section now. And the road is too narrow
Come
for you to
on.
pass me.
I think you got it.
This race is mine.
No. Come on.
I hear 86 is tailing him with his headlights off. He's gonna wreck or something.
Outstanding. I haven't taught him that much. Takumi came up with that on his own. Exactly the
Yeah.
kind of magic I was counting on. You're one of a kind.
That's that
talent for
X
adapting
factor.
when pushed to the edge.
Like, K-Skate wouldn't have thought to do this right here. K-Skate's a great racer,
The finish line is
but
up
he
ahead.
wouldn't have done
It may
this.
have been messy, but it's still a win.
I won't give up. If there's an opening, I'm taking it.
And by the way, he tapped Takumi's rear car to make him like spin out a little bit to get ahead of him in the first place. Lights back on. Let's see it. Come on. He's in front. He's in front. Call it, ref. Call it. Nice.
So, why did you swerve out of your line back there?
Hmm?
You know, right before that last corner.
Back there you mean. That was just good old-fashioned bad luck. Some animal crossed the road and startled me.
Huh?
I instinctively dodged. Hey, that's just the way it goes sometimes,
Wow.
right? Of course, the uphill
On the
part right
street,
before the finish line.
animals are obstacles, man.
I see what you're saying, but...
Yeah, well, I guess some guys get all the luck, huh?
Well,
The race is yours, kid. I don't know if there's such thing as a goddess of victory or whatever. But if there is,
Yeah.
it's pretty easy to see there's something about you that definitely strikes the old girl's fancy. And I lost tonight.
Good job. I really like that one.
I can't thank you enough, Toto. I think I finally get what you're trying to tell me with all this, and you're right.
Is that so?
However big or important I feel as part of the professional world, where I came from should always be a place I can go back to. When I'm lost or I get confused, all I have to do is follow my roots until I get back home. I can't tell you how rejuvenated I feel right now.
Yeah, he definitely needed this. And Takumi needed this too. I wonder how often, if at all, like Takumi does this vanishing like driving move again, right? This is a great learning race. This is a great episode. That's definitely, of the three we had, easily the best race of the season. That was so hype, man. I'm telling you, Takumi doesn't care for his life. He will do whatever it needs to. Races at full speed all the time, no brakes. Race without no lights, he will. Crash to the guardrails if he has to. He will do what he has to do to win the race. That's what separates Takumi, that X factor that Ryosuke talked about. Turning your lights off and racing the rest of the race in the blind spot. Yeah, that's him. I love this show so much, man.